Hello guys and welcome back to our IIT Jam course for 2021 examinations, and this time I've come up with the previous year questions from eigenvalues and eigenvectors, and we will solve almost all the problems which are asked in this particular section in the coming videos. So we'll be starting with today basically from this section, and later on we'll move on to the topic like similar matrices and diagonalization, all those things, and which are in fact a very important section when you consider the IIT Jam exams. So I'll see a little bit of likes and comments in these videos. So I want you to give more likes and comments and share this to your friends so that I will get a lot of motivation for working towards your success. Okay, so let us move on to the problems. So here we have a problem in which we are given A is a 3 by 3 matrix with eigenvalues 1, -1 and 3. Then we are asked which of the following statements are true. That is, a square plus a is non-singular, a square minus a is non-singular, a square plus 3a is non-singular, and a square minus 3a is non-singular. So when you see the options here, non-singularity means what basically? It means nothing but the determinant is basically non-zero. If we say matrix A is non-singular, if determinant of A is actually not equal to 0. And we know there is a relation between determinant of A and the eigenvalues of a matrix. That is, if you take a matrix, n by n matrix, and if lambda 1, lambda 2, etc., lambda n, or say lambda k, are the eigenvalues of that particular matrix, then what we can say? Then we have the result that the determinant of A will be equal to the product of the eigenvalues. Okay, so if you have n eigenvalues, then we can say the product is basically equal to lambda 1, lambda 2, etc., lambda n. So we'll get the determinant equal to that. Okay, so this is actually one relation which you must keep in mind, that for any matrix, if you take an n by n matrix, the determinant of that particular matrix is equal to the product of eigenvalues of that particular matrix. So if you look at this problem, we are given A has 3 eigenvalues, 1, -1 and 3. So obviously the determinant is what? This is 3 by 3 matrix. The determinant is going to be the product of this 1 into -1 into 3. So that is -3. So that means -3 is actually the determinant of A. But we are not asked about determinant of A. In fact, we are asked about determinant of a square plus a square minus a square plus 3a, and a square minus 3a. How we can find this? There is another interesting result which we can use here, because if you know that particular result, you can do this problem in very few seconds. So let us see what is that particular result. So the result says something like this. This you can keep in mind. It's a very interesting and useful result. If lambda is an eigenvalue of a matrix A, then P of lambda is the eigenvalue of the matrix P of A, where P of x is basically a polynomial. Okay, so instead of x we substitute A or lambda. Okay, so if lambda is an eigenvalue of A, then P lambda is actually the eigenvalue of P of A, where P of A is any polynomial. Okay, so let us see this case here. If you compare this particular options, if you take this first case, that is a square plus a, so if you want to understand this clearly, here the polynomial is basically x square plus x. So P of capital A means, what I mean is a square plus a, and P of lambda is basically lambda square plus lambda. That means if lambda is an eigenvalue of A, that means suppose like we have 1 is an eigenvalue. So if 1 is an eigenvalue of A, then P of lambda is an eigenvalue of P of A. So P of lambda, that means if lambda is 1, we get 1 square plus 1, that is 2. 2 is an eigenvalue of P of A. P of A means a square plus a. So if 1 is an eigenvalue of A, then for a square plus a, 2 will be an eigenvalue. Is it clear? So that's how we have to proceed. Okay, so let us make a small table and we'll finish off the problem. So we are given the eigenvalues of A are 1, -1 and 3. So now we'll just find out the eigenvalues of a square plus a. So it's going to be this is lambda. Lambda is 1. So for a square plus a, you should have lambda square plus lambda's eigenvalue. That means 1 square plus 1, that is 2. Then minus square plus minus 1, that is 0. Then 3 square plus 3, 9 plus 3 is 12. And if you take the result that the determinant of this matrix is nothing but product of its eigenvalues, so you get 2 into 0 into 12, okay, which is equal to 0. So it is actually not non-singular, so this is wrong. Now if you consider a square minus a, same way 1 square minus 1, so the result we get the eigenvalue of 0. So no need of finding the remaining, because anyway the determinant of this matrix a square minus a is the product of eigenvalues, so it's going to be 0. The determinant is going to be 0, okay, and think like this. Determinant is going to be 0 here. Now if you take the next matrix, what is the next matrix? A square plus 3a. If you take a square plus 3a, we have 1 square plus 3 into 1. Another one is minus 1 square, that is minus 1 square is 1 plus 3 times a. 3 times a means 3 times lambda, so minus 3. Then here we have again 3 square is 3 square plus 3 into 3. So what you get here is you get as 4 minus 2 and 9 plus 3 12. So obviously the product is going to be not equal to 0. So this is actually a correct option. Here we got 0, right? So this is actually a wrong option. And what about the last one? We have one more, that is a square minus 3a. So again it's going to be like 1 minus 3, and here it's going to be minus 1 square is 1, minus 3 times a means 1 plus 3, and here we get again 9 minus 3. So in this case also you can see we get the thing to be a, like if you multiply these values minus 2, 4 and 6, we are going to get a non-zero value. So in this case also we get that the determinant is non-zero and this particular matrix is a non-singular matrix. Is there any have we done any particular mistake here? I think we have done a small mistake here. It's actually 9 minus, so if you take a square minus 3a, its eigenvalue is basically lambda square minus 3 lambda. So if you take lambda is 3, you get 9 minus 9, you get here 0, not 6. So I think we are getting here also 0, so this is also not a correct option. Okay, sorry for the small mistake what I done here. So in this case you can see there is only one particular solution. So that is a square plus 3a is a non-singular matrix. So what I've done is simply I just found out the eigenvalues and used the result that the product of eigenvalues is equal to the determinant of a matrix. So that particular property helped me to find out the answer for this particular question. Okay, I hope it's clear, and we'll go to the next question. So we have yet another question, that is the largest eigenvalue of the matrix 1 4 16 4 16 1 16 1 4, it's actually 3 by 3 matrix, is 16 21 or 48 or 64. So this is also a simple question, because suddenly if you look at this case you feel like it's a difficult question, but there is one result, one theorem known as the Perron-Frobenius theorem, which talks about nothing but the largest eigenvalue of a matrix in which all the entries are strictly positive. Here you can see every entry is actually greater than 0. So if you have such a matrix, n by n matrix like that, then what you have to do is, for that particular matrix you have to sum all the rows. So if I sum the rows, here you can see what I get: 16 plus 4 plus 1 21. Here also I get 16 plus 4 plus 1 21. Here also I get 16 plus 4 plus 1 21. According to this theorem, your largest eigenvalue will lie between the lowest row sum and the largest row sum. So here you can see our lambda, the lowest row sum is also 21 and the highest is also 21. So that means your lambda max should be basically 21 itself. So in general cases, when you're discussing for an n by n matrix, you have to find all the row sums, and you just have to write down, and we can just predict the value of lambda, the maximum value, the maximum lambda there. That means the largest eigenvalue. So between which values it lies. But in this question, since all the row sums are same, we can directly use a result and get the answer as 21. So once you know this result, then it's very easy for us to go further, because later on we'll be using this result also when we discuss other sections. Okay, so just make a note of this thing, Perron-Frobenius theorem, and let us move on to the next question now. So let us see this question. So it's basically a question from special matrices. So let 0, 1 minus I, minus 1 minus I, and B be equal to A transpose into A conjugate. Okay, it's basically A conjugate. Then an eigenvalue of B is purely imaginary, an eigenvalue of A is 0. All the eigenvalues of B are 0, and A has a non-zero real eigenvalue. So we are given basically here the A matrix, and we need to find something about B. So let us see the solution here. We just find what is B now. So B is A transpose. That means you have given A here, and just take the transpose of that. 0, 1 minus I, minus 1 minus I. That is your A transpose. You have to multiply A transpose with A conjugate. What is A conjugate? These are real these are actually real number 0, so conjugate is same. For I it is minus I, this will be 1 plus I, and this will be minus 1 plus I. Just multiply it, what do you get? You get something like 1 plus I, then this entry is what? 0 times this, so you get something like minus I times minus 1 minus I. Here the entry is I times minus 1 plus I, and this entry is 1 plus I into 1 minus I plus I square. So this, if you simplify, you will get something like 2 I minus 1 minus I minus 1 and 1. So this will be your B matrix. But the property of this B matrix is that it's basically a Hermitian matrix. You can see if you find out the conjugate transpose, that is, you find B transpose whole conjugate, you get equal to B, right? These are real numbers, they will not change when you take transpose or we take the conjugate. Here if you take the conjugate, you get what? Minus I minus 1, and here it becomes I minus 1, and again you have to take the transpose, so you get the same matrix. So B is basically a Hermitian matrix, and for Hermitian matrices we have an interesting property that all the eigenvalues are basically real. Okay, this is another property which you must keep in mind about Hermitian matrices. So if you know this particular property, we can directly write down the answer. So what is the answer? So we get the answer here as option which one? Option A is not true, this is not true. Yeah, option C is the correct option. That's all the eigenvalues of B are real. So since we have an Hermitian matrix, that's why we are getting this particular option. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. So now this is another interesting problem from eigenvalues, previous year JAM question, that let A matrix is given to us. Let A minus 1 4 0 B 7 0 0 3 be a matrix with real entries, and if the sum and product of all the eigenvalues are 10 and 30 respectively, that means sum of eigenvalues is basically 10 and the product of eigenvalues is 30, then we are asked to find out the value of A square plus B square. So there is one interesting result which one thing we already discussed, that is determinant of a particular matrix is equal to the product of its eigenvalues. Just now we have done if it's an n by n matrix, and there is another result that trace of a matrix A, that is trace of a matrix means you just think about the sum of its diagonal entries. Sum of its diagonal entries is also equal to the sum of the eigenvalues. So trace is equal to sum of eigenvalues and determinant is equal to the product of eigenvalues of that particular matrix. So this you must keep in mind, and this is enough to answer this particular question. So you can see your determinant is going to be what of this particular matrix. Determinant of this particular matrix is going to be 3 into A into B, because it's actually a upper triangular matrix, right? If you're going to expand throughout the this particular column, then you can see you get simply A times 3B minus 0, so you get 3AB. 3AB is the determinant of our given matrix. If you take this matrix as M, it is determinant of M, okay? And also the trace of this particular matrix is what? Trace of M is what? A plus B plus 3. Now what we know about determinant of M? Determinant of M is equal to the product of eigenvalues, and we are given the product of eigenvalues is 30. So this is given to us as 30, and what is sum of eigenvalues? It is given to us as 10. So we have two equations here. You can see 3AB is 30, and we have A plus B plus 3 is 10. So from this we get what? AB is 10, right? And from this we get something like A plus B is what? 10 minus 3, that is 7. And what we have further, we need to find A square plus B square. We are given AB and A plus B. You know this relation, right? A square plus B is the basic identity. If you find A plus B the whole square, it's actually A square plus B square plus 2AB, right? So I am going to subtract minus 2AB. So what I get? I get A square plus B square. So this is correct. So A plus B is 7. So 7 square is 49 minus 2 times AB. AB is 10 here. So 2 times AB means minus 20. So what is this value equal to? 29. So in this question the correct answer is option A. So this is the two identities you must keep in mind, okay, for doing this kind of problems. So let's move on to the next question. So we have yet another interesting question, that is A be a 3 by 3 matrix with trace of A is 3 and determinant of A is 2, and if 1 is an eigenvalue of A, then the eigenvalues of the matrix A square minus 2i is which are the following options. That is, option A is 1, 2 into I minus 1 minus 2 times I plus 1. Option B is minus 1, 2 into I minus 1, 2 into I plus 1. C is 1, 2 into I plus 1 minus 2 into I plus 1. D is minus 1, 2 into I minus 1 minus 2 times I plus 1. So we need to find out what is the answer. So here just now we have used some entities regarding determinant of A and connecting it with the eigenvalues of the matrix, and also the trace of A and connecting it with the eigenvalues of the matrix. So it's 3 by 3 matrix, okay, so it may have 3 eigenvalues. If you take them as lambda 1, lambda 2 and lambda 3, the sum of eigenvalues is equal to the trace of the matrix. What is the trace? Trace is 3 and determinant is 2. That means lambda 1 into lambda 2 into lambda 3. If you multiply, the product of eigenvalues is actually equal to the determinant of the matrix, that is equal to 2. And we are given 1 is an eigenvalue of the matrix. So I can assume any one of this to be eigen 1. So let's assume lambda 3 is 1. So we get lambda 1 plus lambda 2 is equal to 3 minus 1, right? 3 minus 1, that is 2. And from here we'll get lambda 1 times lambda 2 is 2. So from this we need to solve for lambda 1 and lambda 2. So we can assume from here that lambda 2 is 2 by lambda 1, right? So this equation becomes lambda 1 plus 2 by lambda 1 is equal to 2, okay? This we can solve further. We can rewrite this equation as, just take the LCM, so you get lambda 1 square plus 2 by lambda 1 is equal to 2, so it's equal to 2 times lambda 1, or lambda 1 square minus 2 lambda 1 plus 2 is equal to 0. So what are the roots? So minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4 times a into c by 2a. So you can see the roots are 2 plus or minus root of minus 4. So what do you get? 2i by 2, that is 1 plus or minus I. You will get two roots, 1 plus I and 1 minus I. So once we have these two roots, now we can easily find out the eigenvalues of this matrix, right? Because we already know that if you know the eigenvalue of a particular matrix A is lambda, then the eigenvalue of P of A, that is polynomial of A, is actually equal to P of lambda. So that result we are going to use now. So we had like one eigenvalue is 1, another one is 1 plus I, another one is 1 minus I. This is for the matrix A, right? Now we need to find for A square minus 2I. So that means the polynomial actually is what? X square minus 2 is the polynomial we are actually discussing about. Okay, so here A square minus 2I means 1 square minus 2 into 1, that is 2, that is minus 1. Then 1 plus I the whole square minus 2, and 1 minus I the whole square minus 2. And this, if you simplify, you will get something like 2i minus 2, and if you simplify this one, what we have is 1 minus I into 1 minus I minus 2, right? So 1 minus I minus I minus 1, so minus 2, so it becomes something like minus 2i minus 2. So we get something like 2i minus 2 and minus 2i minus 2 and minus 1 as the eigenvalues. So which is that particular option? Yes, I think that is this option, right? This is the correct option. We are getting 1 as minus 1, another one is this is actually 2 times I minus 1, that is written here, and this is minus 2 times I plus 1, right? So in this question the correct option is option D. I hope you are enjoying the questions. See, all these questions are basically previous year JAM questions, and few interesting things we need to know so that we can do the problems very easily and fast. Okay, and I hope you are enjoying the lecture, and let us go for the next question. Okay, so let us see the next question. It's also another interesting question, a previous JAM question, that is, let U and V be the eigenvectors of a matrix A corresponding to the eigenvalues 1 and 3. Then whether U plus V is an eigenvector of A, whether U plus V is not an eigenvector of A, and U minus V is an eigenvector of A, and U minus V is not an eigenvector of A. So let us see how to solve this problem. So to solve this particular problem, we need to just know the basic definition of eigenvectors. We all know that if we have the definition for eigenvectors. I think we have done it before in some other lectures I have done. So for all x belongs to f power n, f is a field. If there exists a lambda in the field f such that ax equal to lambda x, then we say lambda is an eigenvalue of the matrix A, and this x is known as the eigenvector, right? So this basic definition, eigenvector of A corresponding to your eigenvalue lambda. Okay, so just this definition we are going to use here. So we are given that 1 and 3 are the eigenvalues. So obviously you can think if 1 and 3 are the eigenvalues, then if u plus v is an eigenvector, then what should happen? A times u plus v, that is u plus means a times x, should be equal to 1 times same x. X means u plus v, and also a times u minus v should be equal to say 1 times u minus v, or it's a case like a times u plus v is equal to 3 times u plus v, or a times u minus v is equal to 3 times u minus v. So this should happen, right? But what is given to us? What is given to us is actually u is an eigenvector of A corresponding to the eigenvalue 1. So we have like A into u is equal to lambda times u, and also v is an eigenvector of A corresponding to 3. That means A into v should be equal to 3 times v. So this is what is given to us. So from this equation 1 and equation 2, if I add these two, I get au plus av will be equal to 1 times u plus 3 times v. or a times u plus v, what I get something like u plus 3v. I can tell that u plus v is an eigenvector provided I can write this as equal to some 1 or 3, right? 1 or 3 times u plus v, which is not possible, right? Because here we have u plus 3v and here we have to get something like 1 times u plus v or 3 times u plus v, so it's not possible. So from that we can directly say that u plus v is not an eigenvector of A. A similar argument you can use when you're discussing for u minus v. If you subtract 1 from 2, then what you get? Au minus Av will be equal to 1 into u minus 3 into v. So you get a times u minus v is equal to u minus 3v, and which is not equal to what? 1 times u minus v or 3 times u minus v, right? Same argument what we used here. So in this case also we can say that u minus v is not an eigenvector of A. So the two options, the correct options are basically option B and option D. So I think we discussed now around 6 questions, and I think we can stop for today, and we'll discuss the remaining questions in the next class, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay, so I have one query that because when I've discussed this section, I have not given any notes regarding, or I have not discussed any theory regarding eigenvalues and eigenvectors and all those things. So I want to know whether you people really want the theory portion for this particular topic, because I see very few views regarding this course in my YouTube channel. So I need more views and people attending, then only I can spend more time giving you theory and all those things. So please comment in the comment box if you really want the theory. I'll do it for you, and please share these videos to your friends so that I can get more people who are looking at these videos, and I can in fact help them also. Okay, so thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next class.